Okay, for our rubber ducky design, which is actually going to be a keychain, we're going to use a couple of things. We're going to use our medium-sized hoop. We are going to use two layers of water-soluble stabilizer. And I don't have the mesh kind, so we are going to experiment today with the plasticky kind, which I think some folks use for patches. So we're going to do a test today and see if this works. Then we're going to need 4 colors: yellow, because our ducky is yellow; orange for our beak and the feet; and then white for the eyes, and black for like the eyeballs. So let's get started. We're going to take our water-soluble stabilizer and we are going to hoop it. And then actually we do need one more thing. We're actually going to take some pins after we tighten and ensure that things are in there pretty taut, because with this type of design we really want to make sure that there's no shifting, because we're going to basically be creating our own kind of lace within this design. And this is a test. I may have wanted to turn my stabilizer so I've got good grip on all sides. So once you get that in and you're confident that these are in pretty securely, might take some fidgeting so that you've got enough edge on either side. I'll pull that up. Then we're going to try and pin our stabilizer around the edges as well. That's pretty good from that standpoint. So I'm going to tighten this up. And then if you haven't learned this trick, you're just going to take some pins. If you've got the T-head ones, those might work a little bit better so that they don't pop up. But what you want to do is lay your pin on the hoop, go through, pull through, and pop back through. And I don't know if that came through my second layer. Come on, buddy. There we go. My pin is a little curved on that one. And then sometimes more is better. Other times less is better, but this time we're gonna go with a little bit more just to see how it does and ensure that we're not really moving anywhere. I'll try one more if I can fit it in there. This isn't the easiest with the post, but we're gonna give it a try. Okay. Then what we're going to do is put a stay stitch so we know where the pattern is gonna go, and then ultimately lie our Mylar on top and watch a fun little design happen. With our hoop in the embroidery machine and our files selected, we programmed our colors, and I apologize because I did not film that part. But once you have that all set with the machine that you're using, I happen to be using a Bernina 790 Plus, you can hit the start button and away we go. To continue with our next, which is the outline of the body. So we know where to put our Mylar. Let's hope this works, because this is the only piece of Mylar I have, and this is where the magic is going to happen for our rubber ducky. And I am going to, I shouldn't need to put tape down, but I'm going to put a little washi tape down just because, again, I'm not using the intended materials. Let's just add that here, and hopefully it'll stick. And add another piece. Yep, no, washi tape doesn't really hold tight, so you may need to just hold this down, which it looks like that's going to be the better bet. So here we go. Like the combination of the Mylar and the back stitch are making little tiny sequences that will shimmer when this is all done. Next up, we're gonna do a color change. Okay, our color change is ready, so we're gonna do a little beak action. another color change. And the white color changes in, so we're gonna do some eyes. Next color change, and let's fill in those eyes. Maybe put some eyelashes. Second to last color change. Now before we do this last color change, because this is going to do a satin stitch all the way around our ducky, we do want to take the hoop off the machine and trim around the edges of the Mylar so that it's a clean finish when we're done. So basically we're going to take our either duckbill scissors, no pun intended, or just our little embroidery scissors to cut the Mylar off, and then we'll be back and rehoop it. Now, if you've never worked with Mylar before, and this admittedly is my first time working with it, hopefully I'm not too close, but once you get close to the edge, it will just easily pull away. So you may not even need to use those scissors. There might be areas like this where it's going to be a little bit tough, so I'll pop back in with a pair of, you know, sharp scissors, or even a pair of tweezers to see if I can just tuck that out. But I'll finish this and come back. Okay, so as you can see, all of our Mylar is torn off or snipped off, whatever you end up deciding to do. And let me just thread this bad boy. And then what we're going to do is our satin stitch to complete off our ducky before putting on his feet. If you're new to embroidery, in particular freestanding lace or applique designs, one thing that I'd like to point out here is what we're doing today. As long as you're taking the hoop
it's good
off
to know
of the
that
machine,
as long as you're
but
taking
not taking your project
the
out of the
embroidery
hoop
machine, and
when
you
not
put
taking
the
your
hoop back
actual
on your
project
machine,
out
it
of the
will
hoop,
magically
when you
realign
put it back
like
in
you're
the
seeing
hoop,
on
it
screen
will align
as this satin
magically
stitch is
as
being
you're seeing
applied.
on screen.
So that's the power of
as
being
the
able
satin
to
stitch is
take
taking
your hoop off.
effect. Cut around those edges if you are doing a form of applique, which we did here with that piece of Mylar, and then putting it back on to finish out your design. put some feet on this guy. One more color change, and then hopefully we got a cute little rubber ducky keychain. Here we go. Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make my lifetime lots of fun. Rubber ducky, you're one and all. All right, so let me take this off the hoop and show you what we do next to turn this into a freestanding lace ducky keychain. Okay, so what you're gonna need next is a bowl of warm water, and we are going to unhoop our ducky, just so you can see what he looks like from the back. So I haven't cleaned off the jump stitches yet, but we'll do that after. I'm going to open this up, and there is a chance that I probably could pull some of this away from the edges, but the power of water-soluble stabilizer is that it will disintegrate in the water. But I don't need to put all of this extra in there. So we're just gonna clean the edges and go a little closer so there's less to dissolve. But, you know, if you're feeling lazy, you can toss the whole thing in there. Just might take a bit for that to dissolve. So let's just keep cleaning some of this up. We'll snip out this little section here. And then we toss it in, and like magic, and slide this over a little bit to make it easier for me to grab. And it's already, you can feel the edges. So when you're doing this, you'll feel it's very, very soft. But you just work your way around, get all the plastic off. There's going to be some in the back just because we didn't put Mylar on both sides. So, you know, just wash it away with your fingers. You probably could let it just sit here a little bit too. But just to show you, our little guy is clean on the edges. It looks like I still have some in the holes, so I'm going to put that back in and wiggle it around. Oh, pretty good. Then the last thing you're going to need is just a towel. I'm going to slide this over, slowly out of the way. Just using my, you know, kitchen towel, so nothing fancy. But you are going to take your little ducky, you're going to flap them on there, and then you're going to squish the crap out of them so that we can try to get as much of that water out as possible. He'll dry faster that way too. So he's still going to be a little bit wet. Now you can see I kinked over his one of his wings, and it's a little sticky because it's got the plastic that's coming off. But if you wanted to shape it, you could shape it so he's waving or whatnot. I think I'm going to want, because this is intended to be a keychain, I'm probably going to leave him flat. But take a look at what the Mylar did. So he's now super shiny. A little bit muted on the back, but still shiny because that Mylar is coming through on the back because the water-soluble stabilizer has been disintegrated in the water. So let him fully dry out, and then we'll come back and show you I'll just clean up all the jump stitches and any extra little threads and show you what he looks like. And there you have it. Our little ducky keychain. And if I flip them open, you're going to look pretty similar on the back as the front. But I just think he turned out so stinking cute. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. Cheers! If you'd like to see more from Simply Bombs, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below.